Hello friends, I'm Baltmatrix and welcome to my channel, and here we're taking a look at Transformers Studio Series Scrapper the Constructicon. Now if you don't know, the Scrapper is one of the eight Constructicons that are going to be making up Devastator. Now with him out, we only have one more to go, and I can't wait. This figure was purchased for me by my good buddy Grim Lockamus, customizer extraordinaire, and it is currently available on Amazon.com, BigBadToyStore.com, and the Hasbro Pulse. Links down in the description. A quick size comparison with some movie Voyager class primes. We've got the original Voyager class prime, or is this the second one that merges with Jetfire? I honestly can't remember. And Studio Series Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. Review is coming soon, so get subscribed to the channel to catch that video review. The figure itself is vaguely humanoid and does possess 2 arms and 2 legs, unlike some of the other Constructicons. And it's really nice. It's a really nice figure. The left arm is this weird club, and the right arm serves pizzas. We'll get into the figure's posability in just a bit, but suffice to say, it is a highly posable figure. It's about the same posability as, say, scrap metal from the same line, though not as many joints as Mixmaster. And yes, I do have a new Mixmaster coming because the one I have has some severe QC issues. Now, something that I've railed on for a lot of figures is the lack of paint, and Scrapper has tons of paint, and it's actually a really good figure, paint-wise. There are a few minor little oddities that I'd like to point out, though. The head is not necessarily the same color yellow. That's because it was a darker color that had yellow painted over it, and it doesn't appear to have been primed beforehand. The other one has to do with the donut peel, or the pizza peel poker thingy that he has for a right arm. Pincer bits are actually gray plastic, as you can see on the side, that are then again painted yellow. They were definitely not primed because the yellow isn't quite the same, but it's a lot better than we've had of figures in the past being, having, 4 different kinds of yellow on them for some reason. Taking a look at the face again, this is an oddity that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show off simply because my camera won't zoom in far enough, and it has to do with the paint. Okay, so there are slits at the top of his head, right there and right there. Those are supposed to be his eyes. They're not painted. Well, they're supposed to be painted red, but they're not painted. Instead, what is painted red are his nostrils, which are right here and right here. Those are not supposed to be his eyes. Those are his nose. And on my figure, his nose is painted red, or the inside of his nose is painted red. Whoops. Now that weird red paint color is actually completely normal for the first run of figures. All of the first run of figures have the nostrils painted red instead of the eyes. I'm only pointing it out because I think it's funny. It's not a problem. There are no real major issues here. And the only way you're going to be able to tell is if you get a magnifying glass under some decent light and get right up in that schnoz. Posability-wise, head is on a ball joint and can do a full 360 degree and can look way down, like hello human, down, and that's as far up as it goes. Both shoulders are swivels that are attached or have hinges attached to the outside of them, and unfortunately the posability is affected by these little gray struts that are coming out. There is a swivel just above the elbow. There is a hinge joint and a hinge joint for a double bend at the elbow, and then his left hand does have a little bit of articulation for the transformation. That's it. It doesn't spin, it doesn't swivel, it just bends a little bit. And the left hand is this giant mace. Unfortunately, the mace doesn't open and close. I would have liked it if it did or did something, but it's just 2 pieces of plastic smushed together. Same amount of posability on the right shoulder down to the forearm. Then there is a forearm swivel and a pin for bending. And then you can open up the pizza peel and you can flip the claws or pincers around in and out. There is no torso swivel, but the hips do move in and out. Then there is this nice big old swivel for kickball punting action. And then there is a thigh swivel. He does have a little bit of movement for knees, quote unquote, and he has a little bit of toe articulation. Don't let the figure's perceived lack of articulation fool you. It is plenty poseable and can pull off some just fun poses. And let's face it, he's gonna turn into a giant front-end loader and also a hand. Actually, no, an entire arm, technically. I'm not looking to have this guy super poseable. I'm fine with the way he is. Now, Scrapper does continue the trend of the yellow boys being my favorite, the other two being Scrap Metal and Hightower. I really like all of them, and they are far and away my favorites. I really do like Long Haul, but I think Long Haul is probably my least favorite because he's just a chunky boy that turns into a dump truck. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. He's just the least interesting. Followed by Mixmaster, Scavenger, Rampage, and then these three guys. We only have one more. Only Overlord left. All right, let's go ahead and get in the transformation for Scrapper. The transformation for this bot is pretty darn easy. To start off with, grab the head and just kind of push the head up a little bit so we can pull open the chest. Then turn the figure around and grab the little canopy thing that's on his butt and fold it out. Then reach inside and push the backpack of the entire figure up all the way, and then drop the head inside the chest until it snaps into place and close the chest up. And then bring the backpack around and flip this out, and then just kind of bring it all the way up like that. And just leave it there. So you have this chunky boy action going on. Next, we can take the arms and straighten them out and fold them along the back of the robot mode, thusly. And when you do that, you want to make sure that the elbows, or the outside of the elbows, are pointing forward, and that these little pegs can connect to each other, like that. Now, the one thing I just screwed up is I didn't do that while taking into account the canopy. So the canopy, you want to raise it up out of the way, because the canopy will then peg into this little peg hole that's on the inside or the underside of the shoulders. So get those out of the way, and then peg the little canopy into place once you have everything lined up. And sometimes it's a little bit harder to get things lined up than you might think, and you curse yourself for trying to do this on camera. Trust me, that will snap into place. So again, we've got the figure standing up, the backpack flips around, the head goes into the chest, close the chest up, and then flip the arms back with the canopy, stick it straight up, and then peg them in. All right, so let's just move these legs out of the way, come down to the pizza peel, and first combine the legs, or combine the wrists, and then take the little ball and push that down as far as it'll go. Turn the pizza peel around, fold it as down far as it'll go, flip the claws up, and then flip them around. And then the claw section will fold back, and it should peg into this peg right here. It does, but it does so ever so loosely, so just be aware of that. Now we're going to take our happy little Gerwalk shovel and grab the legs, unpeg the bottom wheel, which is effectively the figure's heel, from the bucket. Grab the bucket, unfold it, turn the bucket around 180 degrees, and then we could take the entire rear bottom leg, turn that around 180 degrees so the outside of the tire is facing forward. Unpeg or push then fold the wheel towards the outside, and we could push the wheel past the bucket. We really didn't need to turn that around like that. And then we could fold everything up, get the bucket in place, stretch the leg out. The leg will peg into the backpack, and then the bucket will peg into the bottom of this. I realized that wasn't the best, so we're going to do it again. Unpeg the bucket from the tire, fold the bucket all the way out, flip the leg in, push it past the bucket, straighten the leg out, turn the whole thing around 180 degrees at the shin swivel, or the leg swivel, peg it in, and fold the bucket down. And I think I had one too many turns in there when I did it the first time. And then we just peg it in. And here is our front end loader. It's a good size. It's a good size front end loader. Here is a Cliffjumper. And he can easily take out a Cliffjumper. Okay, that's not fair because I don't have any other figures transformed into their vehicle modes right now. And I kind of don't want to. So we'll go with a Mixmaster. So remember, Mixmaster is a Voyager class figure. And the OG Scrapper from Supreme Devastator. As you can see, it's smaller, but that's okay, because this thing was dumb. And comparing a Voyager class figure to a Leader class figure isn't totally fair, but I'm going to do it anyway. So here are the Voyagers. They're roughly the same size. And then here's the Leader. It's a little smaller, just a little bit. I'm not going to do Scavenger's transformation into limb mode. You don't need to see that now. We're only a few months out before Overlord or Overload is released. We'll be getting Devastator in enough time, probably in another month or two, and then I'll be doing a combination video walking you through those transformations for all of the figures. So please look forward to that, and please be subscribed for that. All right, folks, let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments. Comments are back on for some videos and off for others. You might be able to figure out why on your own. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Baltmatrix. Please be sure to head down to the description to pick this figure up at Big Bad Toy Store and to follow me on Patreon.com. For $1 a month, you're going to help me to keep the lights on. Again, thank you so much for watching. I've been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you next time.